Hello. So I am back with another video, a well-anticipated video at that. And that is because I put a video out saying I don't crochet, I don't palm roll, I don't retwist, I don't interlock, I don't do any of those things. And people were like, well, what do you do? So this is the video where I'm going to explain what I do to maintain my locks. So what do I do? So in my longer video, I explained that I plait the loose hair around each lock. So any hair growing out the lock, I make sure that I plait it back into the lock that it belongs to. Now, I'm going to go through this with you so you can watch what I do. I don't normally enjoy this process. I'm not going to lie, I don't. I only do it maybe once or twice a year. That is my maintenance done. And the only reason why I do it is because after a while, normally after I wash my hair, I'm there and I separate my locks. I've got a video on that. It takes about 2 minutes where I separate all of my locks. I just pull them apart and separate. But then after a while, when all this new growth starts to come in and it's growing away from the locks, that separation after I've washed my hair and I try and separate my locks, it becomes a bit more difficult because I've got all this new growth that just wants to marry. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to go in there and kind of just put them where they need to go. So I don't have a rough schedule when I do this process. It's just whenever the separation becomes a bit too much. And it's got to that point now where it's becoming a bit too much. So I'm going to have to sit here and, yes, do this bit of maintenance. And I'm going to let you come along with me and, yeah, keep me company while I do this. Okay, so these are the things you're going to need. You may not need it, but you might. So my hair, sorry, I should have said before, I've just washed my hair, so my hair's quite damp. And I always do this separation on damp hair. So I thought if I want to wash my hair's going to be damp, I just literally now do this maintenance. But if you do it on dry hair, which I typically do it on dry hair when I do the separation, I will spray this just on the root, get it nice and damp, and then I'll go and separate the hair and then do the plaiting around each lock. So I've got some rose water in there. There's not much in there, but I shouldn't need to use much because my hair is already quite damp. So that's your first thing you're going to need, some rose water. You can get it from Amazon. If you go to my other video, it will explain the exact one. You get it on Amazon. You're going to need some scissors, potentially. You may not need scissors. It depends how much your hair has combined. I don't think I wouldn't really need it, but you never know. And lastly, a comb. Again, I'm doing this method today quite thoroughly just because it's for you guys. Like for me, I'm not too bothered about having clean parts and things like that, but I thought if I'm going to do a demonstration, I should probably do it properly. But just FYI, normally I might just think like, yeah, that looks about right, and just plait. I won't focus on getting every hair in. I don't normally care for it to be that neat, but I will for you all. So that's it. You need those 3 things, and yeah, I think I've covered everything. Just time to do the tutorial. So get comfy and let's go. Okay, so let's begin. So firstly, I'm going to tie up the bulk of my hair because I want to make sure that I get my parting relatively straight. As you can see, the parting is just nowhere to be seen. I've not done this process since last year. So yeah, I really had to go in to try and just get this parting straight. So much work. It was like an arm workout. But yes, I'm just going in and I'm making sure that it's nice and damp. So I'll be spraying it often, as you can see, with the rose water, just so that it's easier to move the hair. Yeah. Now I'm going to section off my first one that I'm going to plait the loose hair around, as you can see. Now again, I'm going in with more rose water to make sure that it's nice and damp, and then I'm going to start to move all the hair in the same direction as the lock. So I'm going to be rubbing it down, and then I'm going to section it into 2 pieces. So you'll see it here, 1, 2. So 2 pieces of the free hair. And what I'm going to do now is plait it around the lock. So it's like a 3-strand plait, and the lock acts as a strand. So now I'm just plaiting around the lock in itself, but not the root, just the lock where it's mature. And FYI, I only started doing this maintenance when my locks were mature. So I'm plaiting it all around with those 2 strands. So going around the lock, and now I'm taking those 2 strands and then I'm going to split it into 3 and do a normal 3 strand plait, and the reason why I do this is so that the plaiting around the lock doesn't start to unravel. If you just plait around the lock, there's a good chance over time it's just going to unravel. So you'll see a little tiny little thin plait, which I'm now just going to wrap it around the lock, and it's all done. That's not coming out now. So that is the first one all done, and that is essentially what I will be doing all over my entire head. Just look at these little buns, so cute. I wanted to show you some of my flat locks, and I know some people have problems with flat locks, but I just think that there is no problem until your mind creates one. Here I am just working through the back of my hair and making my way up. I'm just doing the same process that I showed you earlier. If you're new to my channel, I started my hair with 2-strand twists. I started my lock journey 3.5 years ago, and I have 66 locks in total. I've only retwisted my hair once at my 1-year anniversary and vowed never again. This is the only method that I use to maintain my locks. I'm very low maintenance. I don't do any styles. I don't really manipulate my hair. Don't dye it. Largely, my hair is always down. I just try not to be obsessed with my hair, really. That's the main thing. Okay, so I'm on the last section now. If I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at a mirror. I'm on my last section, which is just this little bit. The rest of my hair is all done. And that side is all done. You can see my scalp, which you can normally never see my scalp. So yeah, let's do these top ones, and then you can see exactly how I'm doing it. Right, what I'll do is... Do you know what? I'll do these ones with you, and then I'll just speed up this side. So you can add that over here. So yeah, I'm going to just, first of all, let's get some rose water on there. I do it around the whole length of it, actually. It just helps to separate it. So, right, let's do this bit. I need to get my part in straight. Let me rip this bit. Okay. Right, it's not the straightest. Use my comb. I think that will do. Like I said, I'm not too fussed with having it super. Yeah, there we go. Super straight. Okay. So now I'm going to put some rose water on this bit. And then massage it just down, just the root bit. Come on, all these loose hairs to all lay adjacent to the lock. And then again, I want to get my extra bits. So all this extra, whoa, it's a lot in this one. All this extra hair, get into 2 pieces. And so I'm doing a plait, and the middle lock is like, yeah, the 3rd piece. And then just going to go round and around and around, nice and loosely. Remember, you don't want it tight. You don't want to make it so tight and end up having a dent in your lock. And then with the ends, I'm just going to do a plait. I'm still plaiting. There we go. And then I'm going to wrap it around the lock. And that is it. Put a little bit more rose water on. I want to top this up again. It's running out. Now to slide it up. There you have it. It's another one done. I'm going to add it here. Oh my gosh, my head looks flat now. All that new growth has all been plaited in. My head, I'm not used to my head being so flat. I'm used to like all the volume. But yeah, let me get another one. I mean, by now you probably get how I do it, but I'm being very thorough because I want to cover all questions. Oh, and FYI, when I'm separating my locks, someone's commented saying, oh, you're pulling it out of your scalp, that can't be good. No, I'm just literally, I don't know if you can see, when I'm separating them, I'm putting the hair where it is just joined together. I'm not putting nothing out of my scalp because that'd be very painful. And I'd end up with thin locks. So I'm just literally separating where they are trying to marry together. I'm not losing any hair from my scalp. So like here, for example, I don't know if you can see, I'm breaking it here. Nothing's coming out of my scalp. So let me just break that bit. There we go. Right, that looks straight enough. Don't know if I want to go in with the comb. All right, let me go in with the comb. Okay. Don't know if I made any difference, but I'm not fussed. Let's just go straight in now. And some rose water on it. And again, I want to massage it down the length of the lock. Ooh. And then I'm going to find my 2 pieces. Here they are. And then I'm just going to plait around the lock. So there, crossing it under and over. And then with the ends, now I'm just going to plait it. Like that. So I'm going to have this really little thin bit. Then I can just get this and wrap it around and around and around and around. And then spray the lock again. Make sure the where you've plaited it is nice and loose. It's not going to go nowhere. That's another one done. So we are all done finally, but I actually enjoyed it this time around. I had my music on, I was dancing in my chair, living my best life. And as you can see, my scalp is visible. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure how my phone zoomed in. My phone's on a tripod. I'm not sure how it's done that without me stretching it to do it. It's very strange, but I'm here for it. But anyway, back to the point. As you can see, all the parts are looking much more cleaner now. All those loose hairs are all now back in the lock that it belongs to. As you can see, the comparison of before. So yeah, and that is it until maybe another year now. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Yeah, let me know how you found it in the comments. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye.